Hi everyone, welcome to the 12th Standard English class. I'm Jasmine and this is the 14th module. In this module, we will continue with the chapter An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum from the book Flamingo, written by Stephen Spender. In the previous module, we discussed the summary, theme, and tone of the poem. In this module, we are going to discuss several poetic devices used in this poem. As I already mentioned, poetic devices are used in a poem to bring more effect. Now let's see which are the poetic devices used in the first stanza of the poem. You can see in the first stanza mainly three kind of poetic devices are being used. The first one is simile, where the children are compared with rootless weights. You can see the use of simile in the line like rootless weight. The next one is metaphor. The line paper seeming boy is an example of metaphor because here the boy is being compared with paper as he is very thin. The next poetic device used in the stanza is repetition. As the poem begins, you can see the word far is repeatedly using. It is repeatedly used to show the distance. Now let's move on to the next stanza. In this stanza, you can see the use of metaphors. Here, the poet is comparing walls with sour cream. So, the line sour cream walls is an example of a metaphor. The next one, the future of the kids described as limited, with the line narrow street sealed with a lead sky. That is also an example of a metaphor. Another major poetic device used in this stanza is assonance, where you have the repetition of the vowel sound. You can see that in the line belled, flowery, Tyrolese valley. The next one is allusion, where you have the reference of a well known person or a place. You can see in the line Shakespeare's head and Tyrolese valley, where Shakespeare and Tyrolese valley has been referred. And finally, again, you can see repetition is happening as the word far is being repeatedly used. Now let's move on to the third stanza. In this third stanza, you can mainly see metaphor, simile, and alliteration being used. The first one, metaphor, you can see in the line crammed holes, where the poet is comparing their homes, which is very small, to a hole. The next poetic device used is simile, where their spectacles are being compared with bottle bits. And the final one in the stanza is alliteration, where you have the repeated use of the f sound. Now let's see the final stanza, stanza 4. The major poetic devices used in this stanza is metaphor and anaphora. You can see metaphor used in the line, the white green leaves open, where books and nature are expressed in form of white and green leaves. So here the poet is comparing books with white green leaves. And the final one, anaphora, the use of repeated words in two consecutive lines. You can see the word run as being used in two consecutive lines of the last stanza. So these are the major poetic devices used in this poem. You can find many more by your own. With this, I wind up the session. I hope the session was helpful for you. In the next session, we will try to find out answers to the textual questions and some other important questions. So see you next time. Thank you.